Hi people. If you've been watching my previous videos, then you know that I've now got this rich character in my free company, my Oathsworn. I took her. The priest left us, and I swapped him out and brought the Richard instead. That first encounter number 3, I kind of went in blind with her a bit, really. Picked some cards for her, started playing her, and she did well. She did really well actually. But I hadn't kind of fully looked into her character and what she can do. Don't be fooled, okay? I mean, she looks like a scared villager. I mean, she looks scared of scared of wearing shadow there, I think. This isn't any scared villager, I'll tell you that now. Think more, I don't know, is it Jean Grey from the X-Men, the Phoenix? That is who she kind of is, really, who she reminds me of. Or who one of her builds can be, because you can build her in a couple of different ways. She's got a lot more flexibility than the other characters, lots and lots of powers. So yeah, let's have a quick look at what she's got here then. She does have low defense. I think it's about 2 or 3 her defense. It's quite low, and her starting weapon isn't particularly strong. But she's got a great special ability. Basically, she can put down these fire and water tokens onto the board, and that's really important for her because then she uses these to actually cast the spells that she's got as her powerful abilities. So that's what she can do. Once per round, place a water or a fire token within range 3. Or, if an existing water or fire token exists, to 2 adjacent hexes within range 3. So, if you've got one already on the board, you can spread it, if it's fire, spread it to a couple of adjacent hexes. And the same with water as well. Got one water on the board, you can spread it to 2 adjacent hexes. And that gives her more kind of fuel for her spells, I guess, really. So just having a quick look at her cards. Again, I'm still sort of learning this. I'm still a novice myself with this one. She has sort of three starting cards. The usual card, Lash Out, called for her, where she can do 3 different actions. This is the type of card that all the characters have, and that's her level 0 card, if you like, or her 0 battle flow card. Then she gets these 2 extra starting cards as well. Elemental Suffusion, which allows her, if there are no fire tokens within range 3, place 1 fire token within range 3. And I must admit, when I played this, I thought this was an or, but it's an and. If there's no water within range 3, then place a water token within range 3. So again, it's sort of buffing up the amount of fuel, I guess, she's got on the board to be able to do her spells. That's a good card, definitely. And then she's got sort of a damage mitigation card, Kinetic Reflection. She gains a couple of shields against the attack, which is great. And this is quite interesting, and this is, I guess, the Kinetic Reflection part, really. If she loses any health, then she immediately knocks back herself or an adjacent character 1 hex, and plus 2 hexes for each health point she's just lost. So if she's up against a big monster and she wants to get out of there, when she gets knocked by the big monster, loses health, she can use this to get herself back out of that situation, and out of danger for the next round, really. So that's quite an interesting card, that is, really, to have. Allows her to back out of the danger zone. It's really good. Now this is the good part of this character, which is very unique for this character. And I mean, when I was picking a new character, I was sort of stuck between picking the witch or the huntress with the 2 eagles or the 2 hawks. I think this is the most exciting character. I really do, because you've got such a choice of build. And every encounter you go into, you get to pick the cards again. So perhaps one encounter you pick one build, and the other encounter you pick the other one. You can probably guess one of the builds is water, giving her sort of water abilities. And the other one, which I'm going with currently, is fire, which gives us kind of fire abilities. Now, let's get these in order. When you actually build your character for an encounter, you're allowed to take in with you 1 0 battle flow card, and that's the one that allows you to do the 3 different options. 2 1 battle flow cards, 2 2 battle flow, and 2 3 battle flow. So I'd recommend probably taking these 3 in, especially for beginners. And then if you go with the fire build, we'll keep this more straightforward with either fire or water, but I think you can mix them. This gives you a great card, Fireflies. Now it's got an additional cost. So as well as the 3 animals, which is quite expensive, you also have to have a fire token within 3 squares of the witch. And then she uses that basically to create these 3 fireflies that head off and attack 3 enemies within range 4, which is quite useful. It can only do sort of one health point of damage. Actually 1 health point damage for each blank drawn. Plus these cards can critical. So that sounds like it could be very, very strong actually if blanks count as 1. And that could be the second level 1 card. Then you've got a level 2 Incineration Rave. Now this costs 4 animus and an additional 2 fire tokens to use, but it's a brilliant mass area effect. I mean, you can guess what it is, a big fire incineration rave coming out. And again, I think if there's fire tokens within the cone as well, the cone area effect, then it adds range to it as well. So that's a really good area effect card, that one. And that's the 2 battle flow card. And then you've got the 2 level 3 battle flow cards. Flaming Rip. Again, this costs an additional 2 fire, so you want to keep making sure you're generating that fire on the board really close to her. It gives an empowerment of 5. I don't think I've seen that. That is amazing. The usual empowerment is empowerment 3. So empowerment 5 is brilliant. Range 3. Then you can move the target 2 in a straight line in any direction. So it's almost like they get whipped back by the Flaming Rip and can do some real damage there as well. And even the second ability on that card is an attack with +3 damage, range 2, which is really good. And it's defense 3, you can use the cards. That's a great level 3 card. And the other level 3 card is the Fireball. This costs the most in additional resources, an extra 3 fire tokens. And again, this is another area effect card. You can see that there, with a range of 4. So it's another great area effect card. So that kind of fire build, if you like, it's just full of these area effect cards, which is brilliant. And that's the one I'm going for currently. I think there's some quite heavy damage there and kind of good area effect as well. Now, what you can go for, which I haven't tried yet, is more of the water build, where you're using the water tiles on the board. So again, you've got the level 1 battle flow, level 2, and the 2 level 3 battle flows as well. Level 1's quite good, Encapsulate. Might be a bit tricky because you need the enemy to be standing on a water token, so it is a bit trickier, but it can do quite a lot of damage. 3 health it could do, which is pretty good. So could do a lot of damage, but you need to get that enemy on that token. Like I say, I think being a bit of a beginner, I think the fire set might be a bit easier to use, which is why I've gone for that, but I'm sure I'll try out the water set at some point as well. You've got Ice Spike, another great spell. That's our level 2 battle flow card. Additional cost of 2 water tiles, range of 3, but it does it in a range 3 straight line and attacks everything in that range of 3. But it does less damage the further away. So the first square does the most damage and so on. But that's a pretty good spell still if you've got the enemies lined up in front of you. Then you've got the 2 level 3 spells. The Comet, which is another range 5, additional cost of 1 water. You can spend Animus on this one as well. Just to increase the range, I think, there too. And to add 2 damage. And the other one, Chain Lightning. This has a chain effect. Again, this is probably for more advanced players with the chain rule. That's where you hit 1 enemy within range 3, and then you can hit another within range 2, and you can keep doing that up to 4 targets. And this one is special because it does say the same target can be hit multiple times, but not twice in a row or in succession. So that is a pretty powerful card, that Chain Lightning one. But I do think these water ones are perhaps a little bit more for the kind of more advanced player, really, which is why I'm picking the fire build at the moment. So anyway, yeah, at the moment I've primed my Oathsworn figures, given them a black undercoat. I'm going to be painting them up pretty soon, and fingers crossed I'll get time to do chapter 4 soon as well, which would be great. Good stuff. Excellent. Okay, thanks guys.